Some days change your life forever. Not the days you celebrate, but the days when everything seems to go wrong. This is the story of how the worst day of my life became the day that saved me. Daniel had only one dream growing up, just one. While other students spoke about many careers, Daniel spoke about only one name, Aurelia Global. In his country, Aurelia Global was legendary. Getting hired there was harder than entering the best universities. Thousands applied every year. Only a few were chosen. But Aurelia had one secret. Every new employee was sent to an international training program, a place so exclusive that even billionaires could not buy their way in. And when those employees returned, they were different, sharper, more confident, leaders in their industry. For Daniel, Aurelia was not just a job, it was the future he had been building toward for years. From his first year in university, he prepared. While others slept, Daniel studied. While others relaxed, Daniel researched the company. He read their reports, he watched interviews with their leaders, he memorized their values. Beside him through all those years was his best friend, Michael. They studied together, prepared together, dreamed together. Late at night, they imagined the same future, walking into the Aurelia headquarters, boarding the plane to the secret training, making their families proud. Then one day the announcement came. Aurelia Global was recruiting. The whole country rushed to apply. Thousands of applications, only a few would be invited for interviews. Daniel and Michael were both selected. It felt like destiny opening a door. For weeks they prepared. They practiced interview questions. They challenged each other. They refined every answer. This interview was more than an opportunity. It was the life they had imagined. Then, interview day arrived. But that morning, small problems began to appear, the kind of problems that seem ordinary at first, until later. Daniel's alarm never rang. The electricity had gone out during the night. His phone battery had died. When he finally woke up, he was already late. He rushed to get ready, trying to stay calm, trying to believe he could still make it. But as he began ironing his shirt, the iron stopped working. Another power outage. He grabbed another shirt and ran outside. Dark clouds filled the sky. Moments later, the rain began. At the bus stop, the first bus passed him. It was too full. The second bus stopped, but there was no space. Finally, a third bus arrived. Daniel squeezed inside. But halfway to the city center, the bus stopped. The engine had failed. Passengers stepped out in frustration. Daniel checked the time. His heart began to race. He ran through the rain searching for another ride. Eventually, he found a taxi, but traffic was terrible. Every red light felt like time laughing at him. By the time he reached the Aurelia building, his clothes were soaked. His shoes were covered in mud. He ran towards the entrance, but the security guard stopped him. The interview session had already started. Daniel waited, hoping someone might still let him in, but a few minutes later, the doors closed. Daniel stood outside the building, watching his dream disappear behind glass doors. Inside the building, Michael completed his interview. A week later, the results were released. Michael got the job. Daniel did not. Daniel congratulated his friend. He smiled. He said he was happy for him. But that night, he sat alone in silence. Because Aurelia Global rarely recruited. Sometimes it took 10 years, sometimes even 20, before another opportunity appeared. To Daniel, it felt like his future had collapsed. A few days later, the new recruits prepared to travel for the international training. Before boarding the flight, Michael sent Daniel a message. "Bro, I wish you were here with me." Daniel stared at the message. Then he replied, "Make us proud." The next morning, Daniel woke up to his phone vibrating again and again. Missed calls, messages, notifications. He turned on the television. Breaking news filled the screen. A passenger plane carrying Aurelia Global recruits had crashed shortly after takeoff. There were no survivors. Daniel felt the room go silent. His hands began to shake. Then the list of passengers appeared on the screen. Michael's name was there. Daniel slowly sat down, trying to understand what he was seeing. The interview he cried about missing, the opportunity he thought had ruined his life, would have placed him on that plane. And suddenly, that terrible morning looked different. The dead phone, the rain, the broken bus, the traffic, every obstacle he cursed had quietly saved his life. Daniel closed his eyes. Tears rolled down his face. And through those tears, he whispered, "Thank you, God, for the rejection." Because sometimes the door that closes in front of you is not there to stop you. Sometimes it is there to protect you. The opportunity you cry about losing today may be the danger you never see. So the next time life blocks your path, before calling it bad luck, pause for a moment. Because the worst day of your life might secretly be the day that saves you. If this story planted a seed of wisdom in your heart, subscribe and follow this channel. Here, we share stories that grow quietly in the mind and bloom into wisdom for life. Welcome to Story Seed TV.